Hey there, future Raleigh residents and curious viewers. Today, we're diving deep into the real things you absolutely must know before packing your bags and heading to Raleigh, North Carolina. I've got the inside scoop, personal experiences, and honest insights to share, so buckle up and let's get started. First things first, let's talk about why Raleigh is called the City of Oaks. Trust me, it's not just a fancy nickname. When you arrive, you'll be struck by the sheer number of oak trees lining the streets and dotting the landscape. It's like nature decided to give the city a big, leafy hug. I remember my first day in Raleigh, driving down Hillsborough Street and feeling like I'd entered some kind of urban forest. The canopy of oak trees created this magical play of light and shadow on the road. It was love at first sight. But here's the thing, with great oaks come great responsibilities. Be prepared for a lot of leaf raking in the fall. I learned this the hard way when I moved into my first Raleigh home and underestimated just how many leaves those beautiful oaks could produce. Let's just say I got my workout that autumn. Now, let's talk about the weather. Raleigh boasts for distinct seasons, which is great if you love variety. But each season comes with its own quirks that you should be aware of. Spring in Raleigh is absolutely gorgeous. The city bursts into color with blooming dogwoods and azaleas. However, it's also the peak of pollen season. And when I say pollen, I mean pollen. Your car, your porch, even your dog, everything gets covered in a fine yellow dust. If you have allergies, stock up on antihistamines and be prepared for the pollenpocalypse. Summers are hot and humid. I'm talking about the kind of humidity that makes you feel like you're wearing a warm, wet blanket as soon as you step outside. But don't worry, Raleigh Heights have mastered the art of staying cool. From refreshing dips in Falls Lake to sipping on sweet tea on shaded porches, you'll quickly learn to embrace the summer lifestyle. Fall is, in my opinion, the best season in Raleigh. The temperatures cool down, the humidity drops, and the changing leaves create a spectacular show of colors. It's the perfect time for hiking in Umstead State Park or attending the North Carolina State Fair, a beloved local tradition that you absolutely can't miss. Winter in Raleigh is generally mild, but here's the catch: the city isn't equipped to handle significant snowfall. Even a couple of inches can bring the city to a standstill. I once saw people sledding down Glenwood Avenue on pizza boxes after a surprise snowstorm. So, if snow is in the forecast, stock up on bread and milk like the locals do, and be prepared for impromptu snow days. Let's move on to something everyone cares about: food. Raleigh's culinary scene is booming, and it's so much more than just barbecue, though the barbecue is pretty amazing. You'll find a delightful mix of traditional Southern cuisine and innovative, globally inspired dishes. From food trucks serving Korean fusion tacos to upscale farm-to-table restaurants, Raleigh has it all. One thing you must try is the local delicacy, liver mush. Don't let the name scare you off. It's a savory, peppery loaf made from pig liver and cornmeal, often served fried for breakfast. It's an acquired taste, but give it a chance. You might surprise yourself. Another Raleigh food tradition is the chicken and waffles at Beasley's Chicken Plus Honey. Trust me, once you try this sweet and savory combination, you'll wonder how you ever lived without it. And let's not forget about the craft beer scene. Raleigh is home to numerous breweries, each with its own unique flavors and atmosphere. My personal favorite is the Raleigh Beer Garden, which holds the Guinness World Record for the largest selection of draft beer. With over 350 taps, you're sure to find your perfect pint. One of the biggest draws to Raleigh is its position as part of the Research Triangle, along with Durham and Chapel Hill. This area is a hotbed of innovation, education, and job opportunities. Raleigh is home to North Carolina State University, a powerhouse in engineering and technology. The influence of the university is felt throughout the city, from the cutting-edge startups popping up in downtown to the sea of red you'll see on game days. If you're moving to Raleigh for work or study, you'll be joining a community that values education and innovation. The city regularly ranks as one of the best places for young professionals, and the job market is diverse and growing. But here's something to keep in mind: traffic around the universities and research parks can get pretty intense, especially during the school year. Plan your commute accordingly and consider alternatives like biking or public transportation. One of the things I love most about Raleigh is how easy it is to escape into nature. The city has an extensive greenway system, over 100 miles of trails for walking, running, and biking. On weekends, you'll find locals flocking to places like Umstead State Park for hiking and camping, or heading out to Jordan Lake for boating and fishing. And if you're up for a bit of a drive, the beautiful beaches of the Outer Banks are just a few hours away. But here's a pro tip: invest in good bug spray. The mosquitoes in Raleigh can be relentless, especially in the summer months. I learned this the hard way during my first camping trip at Falls Lake. Now, let's talk about the heart of Raleigh, its people. The city is known for its southern hospitality, and you'll quickly get used to strangers smiling and saying hello as you pass on the street. But Raleigh is also a rapidly growing city, attracting people from all over the country and the world. This influx has created a vibrant, diverse community that blends southern charm with a modern, cosmopolitan vibe. You'll hear you'll used unironically in tech startups, and you might find yourself in line for artisanal coffee behind someone wearing cowboy boots. It's this unique blend of old and new that gives Raleigh its special character. One thing to be prepared for: Raleigh folks love to talk about Raleigh. We're proud of our city and always eager to share our favorite spots with newcomers. So don't be shy about asking for recommendations. You might just make a new friend in the process. One of the reasons many people are flocking to Raleigh is its relatively affordable cost of living, especially compared to other tech hubs and major cities. Housing prices, while rising, are still reasonable, and you can find a range of options from modern downtown apartments to spacious suburban homes. However, and this is important, Raleigh is growing fast. This means that prices are going up, particularly in popular neighborhoods. If you're planning to buy a home, don't wait too long. The secret of Raleigh's affordability is getting out. Also, be prepared for property taxes to be reassessed regularly. As the city grows and property values increase, your taxes might go up more quickly than you expect. I'll be honest, Raleigh is still very much a car-centric city. While public transportation is improving, with an expanding bus system and plans for a light rail, having a car will make your life much easier. That said, if you choose to live in downtown Raleigh or near one of the universities, you can get by without a car. The city is becoming more bike-friendly, and services like scooter sharing are popping up all over. One quirk of driving in Raleigh: be prepared for lots of roundabouts. The city loves them, and they're popping up everywhere. They're efficient once you get used to them, but they can be a bit confusing at first. Don't let Raleigh's reputation as a tech and research hub fool you. The city has a thriving arts and culture scene. From the North Carolina Museum of Art, which has a beautiful outdoor park perfect for picnics, to the eclectic galleries in the Warehouse District, there's always something new to discover. Music lovers will feel right at home here too. The Red Hat Amphitheater hosts big-name concerts, while smaller venues like the Poorhouse Music Hall showcase local talent. And don't miss out on Hopscotch Music Festival, an annual event that turns downtown Raleigh into a music lover's paradise. For history buffs, Raleigh offers a wealth of museums and historic sites. The North Carolina Museum of History is a great place to start, offering a deep dive into the state's rich past. If you're a sports fan, you're in for a treat in Raleigh. The city is home to the Carolina Hurricanes NHL team, and there's nothing quite like the atmosphere at PNC Arena during a hockey game. But the real passion in Raleigh is for college sports. The rivalry between NC State, UNC Chapel Hill, and Duke is legendary. Even if you didn't attend any of these schools, you'll probably find yourself picking a side. Just be prepared for some playful ribbing no matter which team you choose. Tailgating before NC State football games is a time-honored tradition. Even if you're not into sports, it's worth experiencing at least once for the food, drinks, and festive atmosphere. Every city has its quirks, and Raleigh is no exception. Here are a few things that might take some getting used to. The pronunciation of Raleigh: it's Raleigh, not Raleigh. The obsession with cheerwine: this cherry-flavored soda is a North Carolina staple. Give it a try. The abundance of parking decks: downtown Raleigh loves its parking decks. You'll never be far from one. The Raleigh snowpocalypse, as mentioned earlier, even a hint of snow can shut down the city. Embrace it. The acorn drop: instead of a ball drop on New Year's Eve, Raleigh drops a giant acorn. Because we're the city of oaks, remember? So, there you have it, the real things you must know before moving to Raleigh, North Carolina. From the beautiful oak-lined streets to the thriving food scene, from the southern hospitality to the cutting-edge innovation, Raleigh offers a unique blend of old and new, tradition and progress. It's a city that's growing and changing rapidly, but still maintains its charm and sense of community. It's a place where you can build a career, raise a family, or simply enjoy a high quality of life without breaking the bank. Of course, like any city, Raleigh has its challenges. The rapid growth is causing some growing pains, from increasing housing costs to traffic congestion. But the city is working hard to address these issues and plan for a sustainable future. Ultimately, whether Raleigh is right for you depends on what you're looking for. If you value a strong job market, access to nature, a vibrant food and culture scene, and a community that blends southern charm with modern sensibilities, then Raleigh might just be your perfect new home. Remember, moving to a new city is always an adventure. Come with an open mind, be ready to try new things, and don't be afraid to jump right into all that Raleigh has to offer. Who knows? You might just fall in love with the city